So we're starting lesson 6. Your goal for lesson 6 is to be able to identify your angle pairs and to solve for missing angle measures. So for part A, we're going to work with these three first. For part A, hopefully we're thinking that these two angles are vertical, this one and this one, and that vertical angles are equal. So this angle is going to be 36 degrees also. For part B, we should be thinking that these two angles make a linear pair, which means that they have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 121 is 59. So y is 59. And for part C, if you look at these angles around the point, if you go all the way around, cover up all the angles, they should total 360 because they make a circle together. So 360 minus the 254, I know where I got 254 from, 82 plus 172 is 254. Subtract that out and we get 106. That's the measure for angle Z. Okay, so what facts did we use about our angles? Well, in part A, we talked about vertical angles. Vertical angles are equal. Vertical angles are equal. In part B, we talked about linear pairs. Linear pairs, you have to add them and equal to 180. You have to add them up and equal them to 180. And then in part C, we looked at angles that completely surround a point. Angles around a point. We have to add those and equal them up to 360. Okay? So let's talk about this bottom part. So this is the bottom of that first page. It says that two angles, angle AOC and angle COB, have a common side. So let's draw that out and see what it looks like. So here is angle AOC. And we have to also make angle COB. They share ray OC. So COB we'll put over here. These two angles, this one and this one, are adjacent. They're adjacent if C belongs to the interior of the big angle. This is the big angle. Okay, so adjacent angles share a side. They don't overlap. The sum of the angles of a straight line is 180. Y'all knew that. And then we all know that we call them a linear pair, and they sum to 180. Supplementary angles have a sum of 180. Complementary angles sum to 90. Okay, and for some reason, some of us have trouble remembering that. Me, I remember that complementary, supplementary, right? C comes before S in the alphabet. 90 comes before 180 when you count. Okay? And then this last couple sentences in the discussion paragraph just say that the angles don't have to be adjacent to one another. Okay? So you can have a 100-degree angle here and an 80-degree angle over here. They're still supplementary because they add up to 180. Okay, same thing, you could do the same thing for complementary. We talked about straight angles before, that they form a straight line, and vertical angles are congruent. You need to be able to pick them out. Vertical angles look like an X. Those are your pairs. Okay? All right, let's do some problems. So on the next page, it says they want us to find the measure of angle DCE. Angle DCE, which is this one. We'll put an X here. This, it's hard to see, but it's 72. Okay? And this, y'all see your little box right here? See your box right here? That angle is 90, right? So you've got a 72, a 90, and a missing angle. What are they all going to add up to? Don't all three of them make a straight line together? So angles that form a straight line together add to 180, right? Straight lines measure 180. So we're going to do 72 plus the 90 that we have, plus the one that you don't know, and those things add up to 180. So this is 162 plus X, and you subtract. So X is 18. 18 degrees is how big this angle is for X. All right, good. The total measure of adjacent angles around a point is, we just talked about this. These, in this next problem, are angles that surround a point completely. So the total, remember, is 360. They want us to find the measure of HKI. So trace it out. HKI is this angle right here. 360. You can add them up again like that if you want to. 133 plus 147 plus X is 360. 133 and 147 is 280 plus X. And we move our 280 over. We find that X is what? 80 degrees. Okay? Good. So we did angles along a line. We did angles around a point. Let's talk about these angles. Hopefully when you look at this picture, you should be thinking vertical angles or linear pairs. Okay, depending on what they're asking you for. Vertical angles have equal measures, right? They're going to be the exact same. And it says that two angles are vertical if their sides form opposite rays. So, in other words, this line, this ray, or would-be ray, and this would-be ray are opposites. They go in completely different directions. They make a line together. And then this ray, and this ray go in opposite directions. Okay? So, anyway, the vertical angles are here, and then here, and here. Okay? They want you to find the measure of TRV. TRV. So trace it out. Drawn all over your picture. So T down to R out to V is this angle over here. And because they're vertical, what's that angle measure? 52. There's no work. You just have to know it. All right, good. So let's scroll. We're going to have you do these exercise problems, right, on this next page. But I did want to talk about number 7 with you. So let's look together at number 7. We need to solve for x and for y. The problem, though, is that we have x's and y's in the same angle. So we have to try and eliminate one of our variables. It's not a system, okay? We could say 2x is equal to y minus x, but that won't eliminate our variable. But look at these. These angles right here form this line, which makes them a linear pair. So in linear pairs, y'all know add up to 180. So y plus x plus y minus x equals 180. And look what happens. When you try to combine your like terms, this plus x and this minus x cancel each other out, and you're left with 2y equal to 180. So what is y? 90. Y is 90. So now we need to solve for x. We're going to take this y value and plug it back in and solve for x. I'm going to use my vertical angles. Okay? So my vertical angles tell me that 2x is equal to y minus x. I'm going to put 90 in for y. So 90 minus x. Right? We add x. We add x. We get 3x equals 90. So what is x? 30? X is 30. Okay? Y'all let us know if you have any questions.